Hello and welcome to day 2. Today we are going to be talking about the area and sector area of circles. So for a warm up, for this first one I want you to find the circumference. Remember that you have a diameter and not a radius. And for the second one, go ahead and find the arc length. Pause here, and then when you are ready, go ahead and press play. Okay, so for this first one, remember we want to use 2 times pi times the radius. To find the radius, I need to find half of this. So 17.4 divided by 2 gives me 8.7. So when I do 2 times pi times 8.7, I get 54.6 or 54.7. Okay, to find the arc length, remember this is 2 times pi times radius times the angle over 360. So I've got 2 pi, my radius here is 8, my angle is 300 over 360. So I enter that in, 2 times pi times 8 times 300 over 360, and that gives me 41.8 or 41.9. Okay, so last time we found circumference and arc length. Today we are going to be finding area and sector area. We're still on GBC 4. I can use properties of circles to solve problems. Our learning targets for today, I can find the area of a circle given its radius, given its diameter, and then I can find the sector area of a circle. Who uses this crap anyway? So everyone loves pizza, obviously. And we talked a little bit about how the arc length was kind of like the crust of a pizza. Today we're talking about the good part of the pizza, the actual slices. So finding the area of a slice of pizza, if you want to know how much you eat. Anyone who waters their lawn or farmers who need to water their fields, a lot of times sprinklers will go in a circular fashion, and so they need to know how far the water goes, which would be the radius, and then how much of the circle, because sometimes if it goes in a full circle it would be watering the sidewalk, and no one wants that. So we just want to get our lawns. And so people who set up sprinkler systems also need to know about sector area. So your notes for today. The formula for area is pi r squared, and then sector area, once again, is similar, pi r squared times the angle over 360. So go ahead and pause, write this in your notebooks, and then once you're ready, click play. Okay, watch me for area. So remember my formula is pi times the radius squared. Here my radius is 6.3. So in my calculator I'm going to do pi 6.3 squared. So pi 6.3 squared. And that gives me 124.7. Okay, for this next one, to find the area, I need to find the radius, which is half of this. So 17.4 divided by 2 gives me 8.7. So I'm going to do pi 8.7 squared. Do that in my calculator. And that gives me 237.7 or 0.8. Okay, let's do some of these together. go ahead and copy this first circle, this one right here, into your notebooks, and then press play once that's copied. Okay, so remember for all of these, it's pi r squared. So I've got pi, my radius is 6 squared. And so that gives me 113.1. Okay. This next one right here, go ahead and copy that down and then press play. Okay, now what do we need to do with that 24 before we can move on? That's right, we cut it in half. Okay, so we just want to find half of it, which would be 12. Okay, go ahead and set up your formula. If you wrote pi 12 squared, you would be correct. And then go ahead and enter that into your calculator and see what you get. And you should get 452.38, which I'm going to round up to 4. Okay, and remember we are talking about the area inside of the circles. Okay, last one of these, go ahead and set up your formula. And pi 4.5 squared. And that gives you 63.6. Okay, go ahead and put your pencils down, eyes up here. Now we're going to, oh, just kidding, pick one of these that you want to do on your own, and then press play once you're done. Okay, if you did this first one, you should get 314.2. If you did the second one, you should get 380.1. Remember, we had to cut this one in half, so we used 11 as the radius. Now, put your pencils down and watch me. Okay, so here, we are trying to find the sector area. So that's the area right in here. We want to know how big the slice of pizza is. So it starts the same. Pi, my radius here is 12 squared. But this time I'm going to times it by the fraction. So here it's going to be 150 over 360. So let's go ahead and enter that in our calculators. Pi 12 squared times alpha y equals enter. 150 over 360. And this gives me 188.4 or 0.5. Okay. Go ahead and copy this first one in your notebooks and then press play once you're ready. Okay, so my formula, pi. And then which one is my radius? Is it the 11 or is it the 60? Right, it's the 11 because it doesn't have the degree sign after it. So pi 11 squared times 60 over 360. Go ahead and do that in your calculators. And you should get 102.6. Okay. Go ahead and do this one next. Go ahead and do it on your own. Okay, so pi 8 squared times 300 over 360. This gives us 167.6. Okay, go ahead, pause, try this one, see how you do. Okay, so pi 7 squared times 135 over 360. Once again, I apologize for my handwriting, but I am using a mouse to do all these, so you can't really blame me. And you should get 57.7. And if your rounding's a little different than mine, that's okay. I'll accept anything kind of close to the answer, like I usually do. Okay, go ahead and try this one completely on your own when you're ready to move on. So pause, and then when you're ready to move on, press play. Okay, and that should give you 20.9. Okay, so for today's assignment, once again, it is on Canvas. You have as many attempts as you want, so do it until you get a score that you like. And once again, it says quiz. It's not really a quiz. So, good luck. You guys got this, and I will see you for the next lesson.